describe any story or case that is remarkable in terms of experience, or it was funny, or something unusual happened.
Let me think. I have so many different cases that have been really funny. So there's one case, and it's more of just like a really good learning point on it. For me personally, it's like really think about the professionals that you work with before you start working with them, because they may not know everything. I had one case where a guy has he started a company from his bedroom. Oh. So I started this case where a guy had started a company from his bedroom, built it up into a multi-million-dollar company, private sector. He ends up selling his shares in it and gets $50 million. And by this time, he's married. Well, that's his separate money. Guy's from out of state. He's not from Texas. Decided he's going to move to Texas. All right, he should have consulted with some people first. So he comes down here, goes to a private wealth consultant, or just a small private wealth firm, and thinking they're going to take care of me the best, and puts his money into the accounts. Well, they say community property on every single account. So what in essence has happened is that 50 million separate property, the bank sees it as community property, so it should be split 25 million his, 25 million wife's in the event of a divorce. So they're rocking along, they get some really bad legal advice, set up some entities, buy some real estate, put them into the entities, do all sorts of weird, crazy stuff. And so then it's like wife comes to him, and she's been going to see some sort of spiritual advisor. And the spiritual advisor has told her that her husband is actually an abusive father from her past life, and that in multiple lives, 5 prior lives, he has wronged her and done her wrong and hurt her, and so she wants a divorce. And this was 6 months after they had their last child.
Wow.
Together. Yeah. So lady's a little nuts, just kind of a little bonkers here. Question as to whether or not she was actually doing some divorce planning, because the time that she chose to do it and the way that everything had been set up prior to that, especially because she was involved and she knew about the entire financial situation, it seems to be that she was actually doing some divorce planning, and now she was ready to take her half of the 50 million, or what was left, because they were spending cash like it was out of style, down to 30 million, so they're each going to take their 15. So now it's just a case of going back through all of his records. He got bad tax advice from his tax advisors, who were from New York, didn't understand Texas laws, didn't understand the importance of community and separate, because New York operates on a completely different code. And then you've got the problem of the legal advice that he received, the financial advice he received from the wealth management people. So he had everyone just trying to help him and be as available and open as possible, to try and cover their butts, because they really had opened themselves up to lawsuits. But just kind of just because someone's a private wealth manager or something like that doesn't mean that they will be able to advise you on your special issue.
What about your future in Whitley Penn? How do you see your future?
As my future, eventually I want to be a partner. I would love that. So I see myself after I get my CPA license probably taking maybe a few years, like 3 or 4, to become a manager. And then, just developing my career, developing and getting to that senior manager level. And then eventually to the partner level. I've been in the field long enough. I've already got 4 years experience. I feel like I'm kind of ahead of everyone else in terms of just that experience level, but I have much more to learn. So I want to go to conferences to help develop myself. I definitely potentially see a benefit in getting an MBA. And another degree I'm thinking about potentially eventually down the line is a law degree. Not that I would be a practicing attorney, because we don't practice law at our firm, but just so that I would be able to read the legal documents and have a better understanding of what they're saying, rather than having to always go to my managing partner, Autumn, and be like, Autumn, I think it says this, will you make sure? Because we sit there and go back and forth and bounce it off of each other until we come up with an understanding.
So your goal is to become a partner at Whitley Penn, or would you be open to move to another?
If a better opportunity came around and the firm was as employee-centered, I'd be open to it. However, a lot of accounting firms that do this work are typically, they're not as employee-centered. It's more of, it's top-down. We are, conservative, and it's really difficult in those firms for women to kind of break through that glass top. So, potentially if someone came in and asked me to be a partner at another firm, maybe. But, we'll see where it goes. Another dream I have is maybe going and working for the FBI and getting involved more in like fraud and forensics, but we'll just have to see where my career takes me.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think it was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.